obtain a level of success and you have some winning check marks, right, you're more comfortable in taking the next shot because you've made some shots. When you start out, you made 0 shots. So you get hesitant on like, should I start this new business? Should I take the next trade, right? It relates to trading too. You have 9 losing trades. You're like, okay, should I take the next one? Should I take a break? And even that happens to me now. Like I've been through slumps where 9, 10 trades I've taken are just red. And I'm like, wait, what? Did I lose it? Do I suck now? Can I not adapt to the market? And then when I take a step back and I kind of like build that momentum and confidence up mentally, I'm like, no, I'm just kind of in a rut. Let me get myself out of it. But for me, it's easier because I've been here for a long period of time. Yeah. For people starting out, when I go back to my early days, they can't relate to this because they don't have like a level of success. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but they just don't have momentum. Right, they just never kind of felt it, so it's harder for them to give themselves internal confidence. Right, I'm pretty sure for you, the internal confidence comes natural, especially now compared to maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago. Now it's like, hey, I'm going to buy this domain. I'm pretty sure you went to 10 years ago, you'd be double guessing, like, oh, do I want to spend the 20? Can I spend the 20? Exactly. Should I do it? Can I make this become a real thing, right? So I think that plays a big role too.
Yeah, I think it's also because, like, once you keep stacking small wins, it gives you enough courage and confidence to go for the bigger potential win.
Okay.
So that counts a lot. And also, like, it's a personal track record.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, I've done this. And I think you can attest to this as well. Like, as you grow and build businesses, you kind of like have like a mental blueprint of what you did in the first stage, second stage, third stage, and now can you implement that same in this new idea? So it's just, for me now with this new thing, it's just a rinse and repeat now. That let's see if this still rinse and repeats itself.
Okay, no, fair enough. And one thing you touched on there about momentum.
Yeah.
So as you said, like some people out there won't be able to relate to the success side of things or being able to trust themselves side of things, but that momentum bit is where I feel like a lot of people are at right now.
Yeah.
They're either new in their journey or they're midway through, and they haven't learned how to build that momentum. Is there anything you could say out for people out there trying to get to that stage, trying to get that first win?
I would say exactly what Roger said, get small wins, stack them up, right? I think people starting out try to hit big wins, right? It's like, let's say someone enters trading tomorrow. They might say, I want a software company. That's a big win because that requires a lot of money, right? Like you can't go for that. Like it's not as simple. Someone may come and say, I want to make 100 grand a trade or 100 grand a day. It's like you're going for the big stuff, right? But if you are able to make small incremental gains on a consistent basis for a long period of time, that doubles, that compounds into higher and higher gains. And next thing you know, that will start bleeding into other aspects of your life. So it's just going really, really small and letting that compound, right? Not looking at it from a macro point or trying to hit home runs. I think everyone tries to hit home runs nowadays.
See, I always used to think that starting a software company would be like you need a huge investment and developers and research. Like you need hundreds of thousands of dollars. So that's why I personally haven't started one yet, because it's still in my mind that, oh man, I need these developers and I need to like do all these things. I'm like, I can't do that. I'm just going to do the easy things. So yeah.
I mean, I do agree with that. I tell people, if you want to start a software company, make sure you have a cash flowing business. Right? Yes. Like make sure whatever your monthly expenses are and whatever the expenses for that software business are, make sure you have that covered coming from somewhere. But if you're taking your last life savings and you're saying, I have 100 grand, I'm going to dump it into the software business and make it successful, like you're really putting yourself at a disadvantage. There's like 0.11% of people that'll make it, but it's just not the right thing to do. Like for me, it worked out because I was able to fund the project on my own. I didn't have outside investors. I wasn't like tied down to any sort of budgeting or whatnot. It was just, hey, I have the money. I can keep funding it. I can keep paying, making payroll. And right now our expenses right now are 6 figures plus of what we're paying in just payroll. Yeah, we're paying a lot of money like that people don't know on just operational cost of our team. We have a team of 20, 25 people, right? You go to engineers, you go to, people in marketing department, customer service, overall running the company. So it's very, very extensive, but that's also because of where we're trying to go to. Like we can stop right now and scale that in like, down to 20%, but then we're stagnant in terms of the product. Where we're trying to grow and what we're trying to be is at a much higher point. So we're investing the money in now that'll pay off in 2-3 years, and all the money is essentially going into the product. So for someone, let's say, who's even making 50 grand a month or 40 grand a month, to pour that in is just really, really difficult unless you get outside investment or whatnot. That's why I tell people, like, don't go for the big home runs. Just focus on the small things. And when you can take the right swings, then take it in a smart way. Don't just start swinging out of nowhere.
Definitely.
That's a really good thing you said. Like payroll stuff. We just recently hired a CMO.
Yeah.
Oh my God, man.
Expensive, right?
Oh, expensive.
Expensive.
And I'm like, okay, like it's not a full-time streamer, it's a fractional one, right? So we're paying him like 40, 50K a year. But still in my mind, I was like, oh, wow, my God. But like, it's the same thing. Like that's a resource. That's a resource you're buying to do the things that that takes time away from you.
Yeah.
Because now, like, I had to like manage the artwork and the technicians and like support staff and all. He does all that for me. They've organized so much for us, and I'm like, wow, you're like an angel sent from somewhere. So yeah, it's very important to like kind of like earn money. But you're right, you need to have some cash coming in to kind of like fund your ideas.
Yeah. Especially when you get to the idea stage of wanting to build something, right? And I think, like I said, when I go into like the trading space and I see traders going to like trying to start something outside of education, what they don't understand is the education space is high profit margins. You post something on your story, hey guys, buy my course, people buy it, whatever, you make money. When you go into like software or product or something different, now there's margins are less, there's more upfront cost, right? So it becomes more difficult. That's why you see people that go through that transition fail, because they don't kind of develop themselves.